James Young here. I have got a tip from heaven. Okay, now this is a really particular one. It's if you get offered a job, someone wants you to work for them, and it's maybe not in your plan, you've got to take it. You've got to take it. Because if it doesn't work out, you just get straight back on your plan. I'm going to give you an example. This is so even if this doesn't apply to you, just bear with me because you might know someone it does. You're a school leaver, you're an undergrad, you're on a vacation work. Somehow you're working in a place, right? Somehow. Okay? Or you know someone that's working in a place. And the big boss, and you're meant to be leaving. So it's just maybe a summer job or internship or something like that, right? So, for example, for me, I was working at West LB Bank in between school and university. I had like a stint, like an 8-week summer internship. Now, in my mind, I had my future figured out. I was going to university next. I was going to do my degree. I was going to get a job in finance. I was going to trade. And in like 10 years' time, I was going to retire with like 20 million in the bank. Okay. So let's see how this plays out. I go to West LB, this guy called Tony Maud. Sorry if I'm not meant to mention your name, Tony. He's awesome, mega awesome boss. Now that's hard to find. I swear to God, when you're young, you don't realize it. But once you get to my age, you realize how mega bosses are few and far between. If you ever find a mega boss, do not leave their side, because you won't find another one. Most bosses suck. You don't believe me. I know you don't believe me. They suck. For one reason or another. Shall we go into the reasons? Fine, we'll go into the reasons. They'll either be like male chauvinists. They'll either be like the opposite of male chauvinists. They'll either be a bully. They'll either be taking advantage of you. They'll either be sexist. You name it, they'll be it. Some reason when you give some guy a title, he's a complete... So anyway, if you find a mega boss, like I found when I was 18, and I didn't know it, no one told me, stick by his side. So he goes to me at the end of my summer internship, James, why don't you just stay? Just stay and work. We'll sort out a contract. You can stay. You know, we can get you up on the desk. You can get trading with us. You know, you don't need to have a university degree to stay here. I was like, Tony, thanks very much, but I'm off. And I wish he had convinced me more. I wish I'd discussed it with people more. And I wish they'd made me brave. A brave person would have gone, Tony, sign on the dotted line. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I'm in. I'm in. This is the whole point of work experience, that you might actually love the place you work and they might offer you a job. So let's see how this can play out. You can finish your degree and maybe they'll still be there and maybe they'll still want you back in 3 years' time. Chances are almost zero. So it's never going to play out, right? 2, you go through your degree and you come out and you do manage to get a job in another bank and it sucks, right? Okay, but this is how it could have played out for me had I been a little bit smarter. Okay, Tony, sorry university, I'm not coming. You know what? You can go back to university anytime you like. You can go back. I could go back now. I could sign up to a 3-year course right now. Go in as a mature student, whatever, right? So instead I could have joined, worked on the desk, got 3 years ahead of all my peers that were heading off to university for 3 or 4 years, some of them longer. And by the time they had come out, I'd be 3 years ahead of them in a corporate environment. I'd have been like VP. It depends on the bank, but you get all these funny names for, you know, what you are. Vice president, president, MD, you know, you climb up these ranks, analyst. It all depends on kind of what area you work for. But anyway, I'd have been 3 grades up. And all these other guys with their degrees would have been coming in 3 years under me. And there's a chance I would have got, in those 3 years, experience that I never Well, I'll never now know. But those were 3 good years in banking. And you know what happened? I didn't go. I went to university, and check this. When I came out, it was a financial crisis. These come about all the time. And do you know who was hiring? No one. Not a bank. Well, there is the odd job here and there going for grads, but they literally shut down their graduate programs. And you know, when we're going through school and university, we're so like, oh yeah, they have a graduate intake. Not if they're having a financial crisis, they're not. They ain't hiring nobody. And I then went and did a UBS internship in the M&A division, right? So again, another 8-week program, slogged my guts out. My immediate boss begged his boss to hire me. And the big boss was just like, we ain't hiring no one. They hired, I think, 2 master's students because of their maths background. Everyone else was tinned. So you can never rely on the economic conditions of today existing when you're going to want to slot in. That's the key point. So whenever the opportunity arises to get a job, to be offered, you've got to take it. Because when I came out 3 years later, there was no jobs. And had I been 3 years, already 3 years track record, I wouldn't have needed to worry. I'd have been way up the pay grade, charging ahead. Yeah? This is key advice that I'm going to tell as many people as I can. And I hope people listen and they don't make the mistakes I did, because you never know at the end of your educational stretch, or at the end of your MBA, or at the end of your master's, if that job will exist. And if someone was willing to put their neck on the line and hire you, you've got to take it. So get the work experience, get the job offer, don't go to university. It's a crazy advice, but it is real life advice. It's real. And you can always go back. We always forget that. It's like people that are going to be pro sportsmen. Oh, but I want to get a degree. Well, you'll never be a pro sportsman then. You can go back and do that dull 3 years of wasted time at university anytime you like. So, let's just recap. You're 18, you're even 16, you're 16 to 18, 18, 19. You're on a summer internship. They offer you a job to not go back to university. Take the job. Otherwise, when you come out of university, it might be a financial crisis, the company might not be hiring, and you might not get a job, and you'll wish you'd taken the one that you had been offered, but you were too much of an idiot not to take it. Please pass it on to people you know, or if it applies to you, be brave. Be brave. If you're given an opportunity to start a business, same kind of thing. Gotta go for it. If a friend wants you to join, check out the Gymshark story. It's on YouTube. Young guy offered other people, other grads, and they were literally just about to sit their finals, I think. Said, I really needed work. They threw out their degrees right at the crux because they were brave enough to join Gymshark, and they haven't looked back since. Same with Bill Gates. He quit he quit Harvard. Zuckerberg, didn't he quit Stanford? I don't know which one it was. See the moral of the story here. It's not just me saying be brave. It's all these other examples as well. I don't think I can reiterate this another way. If you're still listening, hit like. If you're going to hit dislike, tell me why. And I've got more of these nuggets coming your way. Thanks for joining. Cheers. I'll see you in the next one.